He will be going to covering some basic exception limits and many more about the TDS parts. And his practical tips and strategy will undoubtedly valuable to all of you. So please join, welcome me, Mohit Adalkha. So Mohit, now I just hand over this webinar to you, and you can present your screen and take things forward.
Hey, Chiron. Thanks for a brief introduction of mine. So, yeah, hello, attendees. Good afternoon to all of you. I myself, Mohit Adlakha, representing Team Superworks. So, today we are gathered. Obviously, the topic is about how we can save the maximum tax of our employees. So, I think the recording is being stopped. I don't know. So, Chiron, you can, yeah, now it's being started once again. So, what I'm gonna do without wasting any time, I'm gonna share my screen where we can have some tips, how we can save the maximum tax. So just so guys, if at all you can help me out by confirming whether the screen is visible or not. Charan, can you please help me out whether the screen is visible?
It is visible now.
And to the whole screen?
Not on a whole screen.
Okay, then let me reshare it again. Let me share my entire screen. Now, I hope now it is visible to all. I mean, it's all.
Yeah, it looks
The
good
whole
now.
screen. Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Great. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation, Chiron.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. So now today's agenda of the webinar is how you can save the maximum tax of your employees. So without wasting any time, we'll move ahead with the index part. So what all things we are going to cover up is today is all about TDS overview. Definitely the 5 heads of the income sources where the TDS is going to be attracted, TDS return filings, your associate forms, the types of TDS certificates, due dates of different forms, and all together what all exemptions and earning components we should include so that we can get the maximum TDS savings and how we can restructure our salaries. Okay. So little bit brush up about what is TDS. So obviously all of us are knowing is this. This is a very basic thing, which is tax deducted at source. So in India, we have, I mean, this TDS is being started in by the government, by central government. So it was started in 1961. So the TDS started in 1961. Then after the advanced tax, it's just a component where whenever you are earning anything out of any of the things, you have to pay the TDS. So as simple as that. Pay as you earn. It's like many of the countries are saying it's pay as you earn, like that. So whenever you are earning from anywhere, TDS is gonna be attracted. So we have 5 different components as a head of incomes where we are gonna cover up, whether it is salary, whether it is related to house property income, whether it is related to your business and professions, your capital gain, your other sources. So the government is gonna ask for the TDS reductions, definitely. Okay. Now, what all income sources where the TDS is gonna be attracted, or other than all these 5 incomes? I mean, which can be covered in other salaries, other incomes as well, like salaries, your commission owns, your rental incomes, your interest payment done by the banks, professional or the consulting fees, contractor payments, amounts under LICs, compensation on acquiring movable properties, brokerage commissions, interest on securities, remuneration paid to the director to the company, definitely, winning games like puzzles, cars, lotteries, and all, interest apart from the interest on the securities, deemed dividend, and transfer of immovable properties. So these are the income sources where the TDS is going to be attracted, definitely. We are also going to cover up what all TDS returns and associated forms such as 24Q, 26Q, 26QB, 26QC, 26Q. So there are multiple forms which needs to be written file. But for the salaried person, obviously 24Q will be the only written filing which we have to do. But other than that, where we are getting the other than exceptions of salaries, the agricultural lands, the rent for the rents and dividends and all. So there are multiple forms which you have to take care. And the frequency of submission will be quarterly, irrespective for 24Q, for 27Q, 30 days for 26QB, 26QC, again 30 days, quarterly written filing again for 27Q as well. Now, what all the due dates for the different forms are? Forms in terms of the quarters as well. Sorry. Yeah. For the first, second, third, fourth, obviously there are 4 different quarters. So all those quarters, the different filing dates are 31st July for first quarter, 31st October for second quarter, third quarter, 31st January. Then after 31st May, definitely for the fourth quarter, where we have to run the, submit the written filings and all. Types of different TDS certificates like Form 16, Form 16A, B, and C, irrespective for Form 24Q, 26Q, 27QB. These all are written filings, obviously done by the employers, and our employers are on issue all those certificates to the deductees, whether they are the contractors, whether they're the salaried persons, or anyone. So 15 dates, 15th of July financial year will start from the tax deducted. Again for 15 days, submission of 26Q, 15 days from 26QB, and same ways for 15 days after Form 26QC we have written file. Okay, now coming on to certain more things about income tax slabs. So we all know, but still let us recap all those things as well. For the old tax regimes, there are slabs of 0 to 250, 2.5 lakhs, which is nil for everyone, whether it is senior citizen or super senior citizen. Then after 2.5 to 3 lakh, again it is 5 lakh, 5% for the individuals, nil for senior, and super senior, again it's nil. So irrespective for individuals, I can say 2.5 to 5 lakh, it is 5 lakh rupees altogether. But for the senior and super seniors, respectively 5% and nil return percentage of tax will be deducted as in TDS. 5.1 to 10 lakh, again it's 20% flat for all, irrespective of their age groups. It will be fall under 20% of deductions. Then after 10 lakh and above, definitely 30% and above, it will be 30% will be deducted from irrespective of the age group. This was all about the old tax regime. Now moving ahead with the new tax regime. So there are not much complicated things are here. It's quite simpler. 0 to 30, it's 3 lakhs. I'm sorry, not 30, but 3 lakhs. It's nil. 3 lakhs to 6 lakh, 5%. 6 to 9, it's 10%. 9 to 12, it's 15%. 12 to 15, it's 20. 15 onwards, and it's 30%. So it's very much simpler as compared to the old tax regime which are available out here. So the government of India is coming up with some good new ideas just to get give the benefits to the newcomers as well, where they are earning as being less, but they don't want to spend more on maybe ADC and also this new regime comes into the picture. Again, there are certain surcharges available. Definitely, this is going to be attract on basically for the old tax regime because there are a lot of what I can say the earners salary earnings are there, which falls under this because they already have invested so much. So irrespective of the regimes, the surcharge rates are there: 10%, 15, 25, and 37% more than 5 crores if at all you are earning. Okay, now if at all we are going to cover up the comparison between the deductions and the exemptions available for new tax and the old tax regimes. So like income tax, income level for the rebate eligibility is 5 lakh, and here it's 7 lakh rupees. Standard deduction is 50,000, and again here is again the 50,000. So overall 5.5 and the 7.5 lakh is the what I can say the exemption limit, which as per the government, Indian government TDS department. But what about the chapter rebate under 87A, which is 12,500 and 25,000, which is again available under the new tax regimes. So there are certain allowable exemptions are available under certain earnings heads, such as HRA. Yes, it is available under the old tax regime. LTA is available under only in old tax regime. Food allowances, yes, again under it, available in old tax regime. Exemption on voluntary retirement, which is 10 and 10C, it is available in both of the sections as per the Government of India, TDS Income Tax Department. Certain more exemptions like Chapter 6A, big no to the new tax regime. Chapter 6 is AB. Again, no to new regimes, CCD. So what all the sections are there? I mean, we are going to also cover up all those, but this is just a brief introduction about NPS contribution about the employer. Yes, both new and old regimes are allowing that. Medical insurance, ADD, big no again to new tax regimes payers. Uh, Education loan, ATE, no again. Electric vehicles, this is what I feel is maybe in near future, definitely this, at least the EVs will be, the loans will be, you can see a big yes in the new tax regime, but as of now, it is no. For gratuity, yes. Leave encashments, again, they both are allowing that. Okay. Few more things are also there. Few more, I mean, what I can say, the exemptions are also there. Like transportation allowance for a specialty able person. Yes, it is available for both the tax regimes. Professional tax exemptions. Here it is no. Here it is yes. The 24B for self-occupied or the vacant property. It's again no. Big no for new tax regimes. Interest for laid out properties under Section 24B. Yes for both of the regimes. Political parties or trusts, any sort of donations, a big no for again new tax regimes. Bank savings interest, no. Disable any individual under section of ADU, again big no to all those sections in new tax regime. So hardly we can say there are hardly thumbs ups available in new tax regime, such as only this interest on home, specialty earns, specialty able persons, then after gratuity, leave encashments, and employer contribution by the NPS, for NPS, I'm sorry, and the voluntary retirement. So hardly there are 4 or 5 exemptions under sections which are available for new tax regimes. Okay. Now there are a lot of exemptions are available under a lot of sections again, which are introduced by Government of India Income Tax Department. So let us understand that as well. So there are 87A, 87C, 80C. This is actually completely 87A is nothing but where it's like a rebate which you are getting on the top of 5 lakh rupees, as in the non-taxable income. It is 12,500 rupees. 80C, 80CC, and 80CC all together it's 1.5 lakh rupees only. Irrespective of you must have invested maybe 2 lakh or 3 lakh, whatever it is, but it is all together, it is 1.5 lakh rupees altogether. Okay. Now, outside of this 1.5 lakh rupees as an exemption, 80CCB2 is there, where the employer's contribution towards the NPS can be done, which is maximum the 10% of the basic salary plus the DA. And same way for 80CCD 1B, employees investment in NPS, but it is again restricted up to 50,000. That also can be catered out. Other than this, 1.5 lakh rupees. Okay, moving ahead, certain more exemptions such as for 80D, again the medical insurance, self and family, if at all, both of them are less than 60, then 25,000, including 5,000 rupees of health checkups can be included. Self and family plus parents, if at all we would like to include, but all of them are less than 60. It will be 25,000 for self and 25,000 rupees for parent, but it includes 5,000 rupees of health checkups. Self plus family below 50, below 60, but parents are more than 60. So we can consider 25,000 for self, but 50,000 for parents. So overall, it comes to 75,000 as in exemptions. But if at all, I myself, my family, my parents, everyone is more than 60, then it comes to maximum 1 lakh rupees as an medical insurance exemption I can get. But it includes again 5,000 rupees of health checkup. Okay. Few more again exemptions are there, like ATDD or deductions of medical treatment or dependent with disability. If at all the normal disability 40 to 79%, it will be 75,000. It is more than 80%, which comes under the severe disability, then it comes to 1.25 lakh rupees as an exemption we can get. Okay. 80 DDB, obviously, where the rule is 11 DD. If at all it is less than 60 years old or more than 60 years old, respectively, 40,000 and 1 lakh rupees can be paid as in medical treatment. Moving ahead, few more sections are also there, like ADE, where again it is fully exempted. If at all the individual can claim the deduction on the individual the interest paid, but it is up to the maximum of 8 years he can claim. Maximum 8 years is again limit, but it is fully exempted. ATEE, okay. Now this is a good thing, which if at all you would like to claim additional 50,000 as an interest, but it should be like it's your first home. It should not be you should not own any other residential property. The loan must be within 16 to 17. Obviously, the loan amount should not be more than 35 lakh rupees. The residential property must not be priced more than 50 lakh. So there are multiple what I can say conditions are involved. And if at all you haven't take this claim under section 24, then only you can claim additional 50,000 rupees. But there is one more claim, section which can help you out by getting more exemption, which is again your house should be first, should not be own any other property, definitely. And you haven't claimed any section or ADE, means you cannot claim both of the section simultaneously, but any of the section where you can get the maximum benefit you can claim. But again there is one more catch out here. The loan should be sanctioned in between 19 to 22, and the stamp duty of the value should not be more than 45 lakh rupees. So 1.5 lakh rupees as an additional, what I can say, the exemption you can get other than for section 24. Okay. This is what the section 24, which we were talking actually, interest on the housing loan repayment, which is 2 lakh rupees. So overall, 3.5 lakh rupees as an exemption on the housing loan, if at all it is lesser than 45 lakh rupees and the loan is in between the defined time limits. And so you can get 3.5 lakh rupees special, straight away exemptions. Okay. ATEEB, again, the electric vehicles, if at all the approved is between 2019 to 23, 1.5 lakh rupees, it is available. ATG. So under ATG, what I can say, there are multiple sections, not the sections, but there are multiple clauses out there under ATG, where so many of different funds, it is related to trust. So there are 50% to 100% exemption, 10%, 50%. So there are multiple, what I can say, funds are available where you can invest and you can get the exemptions up to 100%. Not exactly 100%, but up to 100% based on the exemptions allowed to them by the government of India. Okay, ATGG, where if at all rent is paid when HRA is not received, because so many of the companies, people are not giving the HRA, but still the rent is being paid. So there are again exemption limit. Rent paid can minus 10% of the total income. 5,000 is the per income. So this is what exactly the exemption I can get, or 25% of the total income. So there are multiple laws and clauses available out there where I can claim if at all I'm not getting the HRA then also. Okay, ADGGA. Sorry. Okay, now donation, it can be related to specific research or rural development, if at all any profession or those income, if at all not coming from the provisional profession, 100%, but subject to, it should not be paid in obviously cash, because no cash transaction will be considered as exemption till what I have seen till now. Okay. ADGGB, obviously company donation to the political party. So a company also can get the donation limit, benefits if at all they are paying. more, if at all the contribution cannot be more than 7.5 of the total net of last 3 years and all. So there are multiple clauses available under 80 GGB as well, where company also can get the benefits. But again, it should not be paid in cash. Okay, 80 GGC donation by the company to the individual party registered under 29A. Okay, because see what happens, there are a lot of political parties are also there in the market, but they should be registered under 29A. If at all it is registered, then they can give you the certificate. Yes, they are registered under 29A. Then only the exemptions can be 100% allowed. Otherwise, it can be a fake political party which just for the investment perspective, they have opened maybe some accounts, a PAN card number. So be aware about that as well. But again, you cannot pay it in cash, definitely. Okay, 80 TTA, once action, it shows that interest on saving accounts, again, 10,000 rupees limit. TTB, interest from deposits, cooperative societies, post office. And if it is not, okay, it is not available for the senior citizen, but up to 50,000, you can get the exemption limit. 80U, deductions for the disabled, normally obviously 80 up to 80 and less than more than 80% subjectively. So 75,000 and 1.25 as an exemption you can get. Okay. Now comes the most interesting topic, now which we have gathered for. Okay, how you can pay zero tax TDS on your own salary. Okay, now how we can do that, how we can achieve that. So for that, there are multiple examples which we have created. Now let's say if at all my salary is 7 lakh rupees, then how we can pay zero tax. There is separate salary structure. If it is 10 lakh, then how can I achieve that? If it is 15 lakh, then how can I achieve it? And if it is 18 lakh, then how can I achieve it? So 4 different structures I have created out there just to help you out. Maybe you can restructure and you can save your employees taxes, and definitely the retention also can be done with the help of net take homes. Now this is one of the example. Now if at all the salaries were 7.5 lakh rupees, what all deductions and exemptions we can capture out here, we can consider out here. So based on the old tax regime and the new tax regime, we can compare even also, such as like this. So overall now let's say the gross salary is 7.5 lakh rupees. The HRA exemptions are 50,000, because here under the new section, the new tax regime, this is not completely allowed. Okay, the standard deduction 50,000, both of regimes are allowing. So overall income from the head of the salary, it comes to 6.5 lakh. Here it is 7 lakh rupees. ATC, if at all he have invested 1.5 lakh rupees, so it comes to 5 lakh rupees straight away. And here it is not allowed, so it will be 7 lakh rupees. I'm sorry. The rebate obviously 12.500. He can simply claim, so it will be completely zero for tax regimes. And for the new tax regime, again, it will be zero, because 25,000 as in tax rebate he can take. This was the one of the example. Now the second example is, what if the salary is 10 lakh approx? So what all components we should include out there, and how we can get the benefit, maybe from the old tax regime, or where I should go in with the new tax regime. So here are the differentiators. Again, 1.5 lakh rupees as an HRA, again, it is not allowed out here. But LTA, yes, again, it's big no to the new tax regime. Children education and the hostel allowance simultaneously, 9.6K. Then after a standard deduction, 50K, again, 50K, it's available out here. Professional tax, yes, I can get the claim of 2,400 rupees, but here it is not allowed. So total, if at all I'm reducing, I'm just giving a minus to all those figures, it comes to 7.48 lakh rupees. Here it is 9.50 lakh rupees. So all those exemptions under ATC, ATD, and ATE respectively, if at all I have invested, because see, ATC investment and ATD are nowadays, it's very much important for our own life savings as well. ATC, why I'm investing? Because I need some insurances, some ULIPs, just to get capital gains benefits out of that. Because whenever I'm investing in traditional plans, then also I'm getting some good returns out there after maybe 5 years, 10 years. There can be recurring incomes as well. So traditional plan, there are a lot of traditional plans also. And ATD definitely to get the medical benefits, because anyone is not having more than 10 lakh rupees as a 15 lakh rupees as in savings who would like to spend on the medical in case of any emergency. So everyone have their own insurance, their family members insurance, their father mother's insurance. So definitely ATD and ATC should have been invested every time. Okay, ATE obviously 55,000 we can get the benefit. So overall, this is old tax regime. I'll suggest again out here, because to get the zero, I mean to pay the zero tax obviously. But here in the new tax regime, you have to pay 54,600 rupees as in tax, which including the CSS as well. Okay. Now the third is the biggest example which I have created out here, which is, now let's see if it all the salary is 18K. So what all sections and what all components we have to add up out here just to get the maximum tax benefit. So sections, what all sections and how much exemptions I have taken out there. I have an example out here. Okay, 6A, 6IA is nothing, but it's again the standard deductions, 80 TTA, interest on savings, 24, section 24, again, it's for the home loans, investment under chapter 6A, completely I have taken as in 1.5 lakh rupees, CCD, employers and employers, both investment of a NPS, the maximum exemptions I'm taking out here, self and family, because less than 60, because now let's say I as an employee, if at all I'm working in any of the organization, I should not be retired before, obviously I'm not going to retire before 60 as per the government. So till the time I'm not retired, I'm getting the salaries, and then after I'm going to get the consulting fee. So I don't know whether the person will be getting the salary. So before that we are getting the salary, so I'm considering that the person is lesser than 60 years, and but the parents are more than the 60 years. So 75K I've taken as an exemption. Otherwise, it could have been 1 lakh rupees as an exemption as well. ADE, subject to the interest on the education loan, 50,000. Deduction on the political parties, I'm not taking more than 25,000. I'm just giving a very small amount just to make sure, yes, I am a good person who's donating to the political parties or maybe to the trust to save them. It's like a noble cause even also. Okay. So these are the section I have added out there in 18 lakh of, so total exemption will be 8,84,000 comes to. Now what all components I have added out here just to make sure that I should not pay any tax. Okay, here are the components. Now I assume that the HRA will be exempted under section 1013A, obviously 196.880. Fuel reimbursements under section 1014A, 2,400 rupees per month I can get as an exemption. Children education allowance, children hostel allowance, subject to maximum, I can get the claim of 2 children's maximum, 100 rupees per children for children education allowance and 300 rupees per children maximum for children hostel allowance. So maximum is 2400 and 7200. Yearly I can get the exemptions. Food coupons like Sodexo, meal coupons and all. There will be again an exemption. Exempted for 50 rupees per meal, benefit 2,200 rupees. So yearly it comes to 26,400 rupees as an yearly. The telephone reimbursements, if at all I'm getting like mobile bill payments, mobile internet or landline bill payments or any type of Wi-Fi. So the exemptions can be yearly 18,000 rupees. And then after the uniform allowance, actually there is no limit under the uniform allowance. But the uniform allowance, it says that the reimbursement received under the actual expense incurred on buying and maintaining the uniform to be worn in the office hours is exempted. So it's not like a night wear hum lekar ke aa rahe and it will be obviously exempted. So the uniform allowance means all those allowances which I am just showcasing out here, like this fuel reimbursements, the telephone reimbursements, and the uniform reimbursement. I mean it's not allowance, actually it's a reimbursement. So where we have to give the bills even also to the company if at all I'm working, then and then only it will be non-taxable. Otherwise it will be again taxable. So there are certain components which I have included out here. Okay, few more components I have added out here, like the daily allowance. Daily allowance can be 19,200. It will be exempted under section 1014. Travel allowances are also exempted under section 1014 to 1600 rupees per month respectively. LTA, so there is no limit of LTA as such if it is related to the domestic travel, but there is again a catch. I can claim once in a year, but maximum 2 times in 4 years, because there is a block of 4 years which LTA is allowing me to claim, but it should be not more than once in a year, and 2 times it should not be within the 4 years. So I can claim up to, I have just put up a random figure, it is 30,000. I have got the claim. And gift vouchers again, section 72A, that also can be claimed as in 5,000 rupees. So total components comes to 4,47,080 rupees, which I'm gonna get if at all it is non-taxable. I mean, obviously, if at all I'm gonna give the bills as well. So total salary comes to 18,000. Section exemptions come to 8.85 lakh rupees. Components exemptions based on the reimbursements and everything I have included. It comes to 4,47,000 and 080 rupees. So there is zero tax liability as far as the old tax regime is concerned. Now, one more good factor I would like to add up out here. Now, if at all you don't want it to invest anything on any of this action, then also at least 5.5 and this 4.5 approx 10 lakh rupees if at all you have the salary without giving any sections payment, or it can be ATC, ATD, anywhere if at all you don't want it to invest, then also you are getting zero tax liability, because 5.5 lakh rupees as it's 5 lakh rupees is already exempted. Additional 50,000 is government is already giving as a standard deduction. And all those components, if at all there are into your salary structure, as in 4.47 lakh rupees, which can be more, because LTAs and there are no limits on this uniform bonus, which can be also more than what I have included out here. So you can get more than 10 lakh rupees, 11 lakh rupees as a salary without paying any single tax and without paying to any ATC or ATD sections as well. Okay, this was all about how we can save the tax. So if at all the salaries are more than 18 lakh up to 20 lakhs, if at all you would like to stretch, that can be stretched as well. Okay, we are also having few upcoming webinars which are gonna cover up like how to pay zero TDS if at all your salary is beyond 30 lakhs and 40 lakhs even also. So we are gonna cover up those what I can say factions. There are a lot of other exemptions, not for the sections, because sections are more or less covered, but there are so many other reimbursements which we are gonna cover up. So stay tuned with us. I hope this session is gonna help you out by giving the restructures. Okay, now one maybe questions you are gonna ask that how I as an employer can restructure the salary within the financial year. Maybe you must be having this kind of question in your mind. So I have a solution. Just give a very small increment. Not बहुत सारा मत दीजिए. There can be a very small increment, can be 500 or 1,000, whatever. So whenever you are giving any increment, then also system is allowing you to restructure the salary. So based on that, you can restructure and you can give the maximum exemptions to them. And by giving the maximum exemptions, they can also compare whenever they are leaving the organization and whenever they are joining a new organization, they will definitely compare. वहाँ पे मेरा net take home फिर भी ज़्यादा था. Here I'm getting more CTC, still I'm not getting more net take home benefits. So they will definitely compare. These all certain exemptions I was getting. These all are certain facilities which company was offering, but this company is not offering. So definitely in the back of the mind, you will be always in a win-win situation that he may again come back to you, sir. I would like to join maybe on some little bit increments and all. So this is going to happen definitely. So this is all about, what all things we are going to cover up in next sections as well, in today's section as well. So I'm open for the questions if at all you have. So let me stop sharing the screen and guys, if at all you have any questions, you may ask. You can unmute yourself and you can ask, because there are a lot of polls are also upcoming. Sharon, if at all you would like to float any of the poll, because we need some more that whether this webinar was fruitful for them, whether it was
Surely.
at par or how we can.
Surely.
Yeah, yeah. Please.
So I'm going to launch one poll, okay, and it will be visible to your screen, guys. So poll question is, do you provide guidance to your employees on managing their TDS? So please, what your reply over there? So we are having very interesting voting. Okay, it is still going on. So if anyone has not given a vote, okay, please do it. We'll be closing this poll in next 30 seconds. So I'm going to publish the result of this poll. The result will be visible to your screen, guys. So 10 people has given like they are regularly giving TDS guidance to their employees. 14 people like sometimes they are giving, and one person like never. So it's really good. Like likewise, even let's say you are giving a knowledge about the TDS part to your employees on a regular basis, maybe on sometimes. Okay, so it really makes sense, and it really helps the employee to manage their finance. Like how they can manage their finance, how they can work around the tax deduction part, what all components they're supposed to do. Okay, how they can save their tax as at the maximum level, right? How what area they can do the investment. So these things are really important for the employees to know. So my next poll will be at your screen. How often your employees ask questions about their TDS deduction? Being the employee, if they are getting the salary and the salary amount is eligible for the TDS deduction, so yeah, they must be reaching out to you to have certain discussions. So we will be closing this poll in next 30 seconds. So out of 37, we have received a vote of like voting from the 26 people. Yeah. Let me publish the result. It must be visible in your screen. So 50% says like sometimes only their employee reach out to them for a TDS deduction questions. Out of like 15% is frequently they reach out to them, and 34% rarely. So guys, it's really important, likewise, in case your employees are not reaching out to you for any kind of a discussion about the TDS deduction, so please make them aware, because being the employer, it will give you add some more value. Likewise, the company is looking after caring about the employees, okay, like how to manage the TDS part. my last poll is, you will be seeing on your screen. Do you use any software to manage TDS calculations and filings? Okay, so I'm having the result of the poll at my side. Let me share the result with you guys. So, yeah. So, do you use any software to manage the TDS calculations and filings? So, 62% says no, and 37% says yes. So, it's really important nowadays. Like any of the company must acquire any of the software, okay, to run out, like to roll out their payroll, okay, to calculate the TDS part, TDS declaration part, okay, TDS prediction part. It's really important, like it will gonna help the company when any of the employee will reach out to them for certain questions about TDS deduction, right? So yeah. So we are open for the Q&A. Okay, you must be seeing the Q&A tab at your side. So you can write down your query over there, and we will let you answer. Okay, uh, Mohit, Karan has given the answer, like, sorry, question, like everyone might not have education loan. So what's supposed to be done?
See, I totally agree. It's not like everybody is having the education loan. So, I mean, it's all up to us whether we are looking for a higher education, or maybe we are looking for our kids to be move ahead to be abroad, to abroad, and maybe if at all they would like to have some higher education within the India as well. So it is not compulsory, definitely, because loan obviously it's a liability. Anyway, we have to pay out. But it's just a facility if at all we are taking, and we can get the exemptions benefit. It's nothing else.
So does it include, like if the employee is doing any kind of a certification course, okay, so they can also include into the TDS deduction part?
What happened if at all I'm doing any sort of certificate, okay, then they people are offering like there are so many of what I can say highly paid institutes are there. They are offering so many of the certificates. They are also offering you you can pay the amount in EMIs as well, but they're not charging anything as an interest on that. Okay, it's okay because here in the education loan you can only claim the interest on that if at all they are charging. The interest will be exempted, not the complete education loan.
Okay, so could you brief about, like, in case if someone or anyone would require to, work on the TDS deduction, okay, so what, let's say, the minimum kind of a component or sections or maybe investment they're supposed to do at the beginning level? Like what kind of a investment they should be having at the beginning level?
See, I mean, I have highlighted few things earlier, even also in the PPT, but again, see, up to 10 lakh rupees, there are multiple options available where they don't need to invest even also. Okay, if at all their salaries are up to 10 lakh, they can get the zero TDS exemption, zero TDS payments as well. Because there are multiple components like LTA, food coupons, see children education allowance, children hostel allowance, and there are multiple other reimbursements as well, such as mobile allowances, uniform allowances. There are multiple reimbursements, though they are
But still,
doing the thing. Yeah,
yeah, but in many companies, okay, their salary structure is not something like that. Okay, in most of the company, the salary structure is straightforward, like basic HRA or maybe like a fixed allowance. So the employee would not have any kind of flexibility to work on the TDS part. So they would require to do some investment, right?
I
So my
totally agree.
question belong to that.
Okay. So now, if at all the company is very straight, company's this salary structure is very completely very straightforward, then we can invest like for ATC. I mean, where we can at least invest 1.5 lakh rupees, which is the maximum exemption. I mean, to get the benefit for the near future, because there are multiple ULIPs available. There are a lot of traditional plans. There are a lot of what I can say this. Term insurance plans are also there. Even SIPs also they can do with the help of ELSS funds. So there are a lot of things are available where they are doing the savings rather than putting all those savings in the bank account to get the saving account interest only, which is hardly 2 or 3% in a year. You can put in some ULIPs, you can invest in ELSS funds, so you can get the maximum benefit. There can be the returns of 12 to 13% average, even also if at all you have invested long back, because nowadays stock is also on a booming side. So ULIPs and all those ELSS funds are completely depends on the Sensex how it is performing as well.
Yeah, sounds good. So guys, anyone having any kind of a query to ask to Mohit, okay, please drop a message in a Q&A section. I will read out your questions and Mohit will be answering. Okay. So there is a question by Karan. If an employee is having an income of 12 LPA and he's staying with his parents, there is no rent or home loan. In that case, how the restructuring the salary would work with no tax? What you're claiming?
Okay. Let me uh, read out the complete question once again. Okay. If an employee is having an income of 12 LPA and he's staying with his parents, there is no rent or no home loan. In that case, how the restructured salary should be done? Okay. So now let's say if at all HRA, you're not gonna claim because you're not having any rental, you're not paying any rent, you're not paying any home loans even also. So there are still multiple components which you can include under the salary structures, such as I mean, because you are already staying with the parents, so you can opt in for at least 80D, where the medical investments can be done, so that your family will be secure definitely. But additionally, fuel claims, children education allowance. You're not married maybe, so you can skip that children education allowance and the children hostel allowance. But you can include this fuel reimbursements, telephone reimbursements, food coupons, this uniform allowances, the uniform reimbursement. Sorry, daily allowances, NLT at least. So 12 lakh rupees will be completely exempted because ATC anyhow you are gonna invest, and ATD obviously which will be which is recommended as well for you and your family's medical securities as well. So this by this I think you can easily achieve 12 lakh rupees as zero tax payment.
Okay, so I hope Karan, you got the answer from Mohit. The next question from Chandrapal Solanki, relative gift amount taxable.
Relative gifts anyhow it is if any gift received from any of the relatives, it's not taxable in the hand of recipients actually. Now let's say uh, any of the relative giving me any of the thing to me, it is completely tax free for me, no limits for me. But uh, if gifts are more than 50 lakh 50,000 rupees as in cash, then only it is tax free. Otherwise, all the gifts are tax free.
Makes sense. Anyone, guys, please put your questions into Q&A section. We'll be closing this webinar in next 5 minutes.
Hope you people are also gonna join the next session, the next webinar, which we are
Yeah.
gonna cover up for 30 lakhs and 40 lakhs, which uh, majorly of employers are looking forward to join definitely. So I hope you are gonna join, and you can also refer to your friends where if at all they would like to restructure their salary components. I'm sorry, and they can join. They are heartily welcome. Yeah, more questions, please.
Can TDS be refunded? Yeah, from Payal Parmar.
TDS can be refunded. Yes, I have taken refund multiple times. I myself have taken the refund multiple times. What happens there? Uh, because employer have to deduct the TDS based on the investment which you have declared out there. But maybe there are a lot of investment which you are gonna do maybe in the month of March or Feb. For me, even also, I have to pay 40, which was 70,000 rupees as in premium. I have to pay in the month of Feb and March itself. It was for term insurance, and there are multiple insurance which I have to pay out. So employer used to deduct my salary, this TDS itself in the month from they are starting from the January itself. But if at all I have invested in the month of maybe February and or maybe March, and even also I have a what I can say this EMI which is gonna be deducted in this month, this year as well. So it was more than 30,000 rupees. So every now and then I'm gonna get the refund, but subject to I have to file the return, which is ITR filing. And at that time I can showcase that yes, I have invested this much of time, and amount of this as in premium I have paid, and I can get the refund easily.
Okay.
I hope, Payal, I was able to answer your question.
Payal has raised one more question: how to deposit TDS?
Okay. So, Payal, what happens now? Whenever we are deducting the payment of all the employees, so under section, there is a form named as a 27A with GAR file 7. With FU file, we have to submit. I mean, not the FU file, because FU file will be obviously it's a quarter literal filing. So there is a GAR 7 form which we have to submit to bank, and it's with the section we have to put it like this is what the total amount which you are gonna pay against this section, and it will be deposited simply. You can do it online as well. Payal says yes, got it, sir. Thanks, Payal.
There is one more question from Chandrapal Solanki. ATEEA 1.5 lakhs. Deduction only one time.
I didn't get this. Can you please elaborate a little bit, because I am not getting your question again. 1.5 lakh one time, in the sense what exactly it means? Because
Let
that
me
shows.
allow him to talk.
Yeah, please.
Chandrapal, you can talk now. You can share your questions on a mic.
Chandrapal, you can unmute yourself. I mean, you have unmuted, so you can talk. Chandrapal, आप सुन पा रहे हैं?
I think he's disconnected.
I don't know, but what I understood is what he is talking about 1.5 deductions only one time. It's not like one time. He can, he can claim it up to the years. अभी कुछ ऐसा restrictions आया नहीं है as far as government is concerned, so you can claim it.
Chandrapal, you can unmute yourself. So he's having some error in using microphone. Fine. So Chandrapal is having some problem with his mic. So yeah, Mohit, we can conclude this webinar.
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, I hope this webinar was good enough to enhance your knowledge. Maybe you have gained something, or you must have already something, but it's just like a brush up for you people. But there are some upcoming webinars also, which we are going to cover up maybe for good number of attendees we are also expecting out there. Yes, Shiron, over to you now. Final comments.
Thank you very much, Mohit, for conducting this webinar and giving the brief about how the one can save the maximum TDS, right? So we got to know about so many sections that we might not aware of. Also, knowing about the components, like a different kind of a components that could be a conclusive of the salary structure, right? How we can add up these components into our salary structure and make our employee reduce the tax TDS part. Yeah, so that is really
True,
commendable.
true.
So yeah, guys, we are also going to have certain webinars on the same topic in the upcoming months as well, right? So please, we would be looking forward to have your presence over there. This is just the beginning. Okay, there could be so much fun, so much knowledge, okay, so much paid forward in an upcoming session. So we would be looking forward to your presence over there and get as much knowledge as you can get, so it can help you out. It can help your employees to reduce the maximum TDS. Yeah. So I think that's it from today. And thank you everyone for being present over here. Thank you so much, Mohit. It was a lovely session. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank
Have a
you.
good
Bye
day.
bye, all. Take care. Bye.